Hey guys, Gerry here in the lab. Whoa, never fails. I bang into something, drop something, whatever. Gerry in the lab today. I wanted to put together something for you guys, and I thought, hey, why don't I do a little show and tell? Because a lot of you guys were asking me, and you were sending me messages, and you were like, Gerry, what's with all your bins and your boxes on your shelves, and you got these QR codes on them? Now, I had done a video a while back where I showed the app I was using to categorize, sort of logging all of the contents of my, bins and my stock for parts, whether it's something I'm working on the bench, or if it's just, equipment that I have. And then I have this really amazing app that I use for labeling each box, and it assigns a QR code to it. And then the app, you just simply go up to the box and you can scan the QR code that is on and assigned to that box, and it'll give you a list of the contents as well as photographs. So you get a whole bunch of photos of all the different items that you have in that bin, and you can just keep track of it. So if you're taking something in and out, you just simply pull out the app and just do, take another couple of shots or remove something. And so today I thought, hey, that's kind of a cool thing. You guys were curious, so I'll just show you guys. I'm going to grab a bin off the shelf, and we're just going to unbox it, and I'm just going to show you what I have in there. And it's just something fun that we can do, and you guys get to, check out some of the gear that I have. So that's going to be today's video, and we'll dive in. So this is what's inside bin number 4. Let's check it out. Take a peek at what we got here in box number 4. All right, move this over here. So the first thing we got here, this is actually a really cool, it's Hirsch, I guess is the company, and it's called a ScramblePad. So each of these keys here, they have a digital display, a 7-segment display in behind each one. And when you press start, it scrambles all of the numbers that are being displayed on each of the keys. And so it's just a way it's like a security keypad, preventing people from trying to spy on you typing in your code and remembering the positions of the numbers. It's a pretty neat little unit, and it might be something that we'll interface to. It's a serial interface. I think it's RS485. Next, we have, these are my NDT military PDA units. You guys have probably seen these before. I've had them around the shop. I use them for different interfacing or doing any kind of serial RS-232 monitoring. They're pretty handy, and it's just the fact that they're nice and small. Let me take this off here. And yeah, so they're pretty cool. It's got 2 RS-232 interfaces. Open those up here. And there you can see we've also got a couple of USB ports. They're actually USB 1, so it's pretty old. But we also have DC in here under this tab, and USB power. We also have audio and mic. And then we have an Ethernet RJ45 port, as well as a reset. So pretty cool. And it's got a antenna on the top for Wi-Fi. You've got the stylus pen for just entering in anything on the PDA. As well, there's a keypad here on the front for different functions that you can program. It's also got the Wi-Fi antenna and an RFID reader adapter there on the top. So that's it's pretty cool, and I've had them for quite a while. You also got this really handy strap here to keep a good firm grip on it so it doesn't fall out of your hand. Really cool. And yeah, so I've got a bunch of these, so I've used them off and on at different times for different projects. Really cool. Next, I've got this Pelican case. This was a dumpster dive, and I actually use it to hold a couple of really cool game dev items. Just to set the focus here. So number one, this is my N64 Ultra Save. So this works with the 64 drive N64 flash cartridge, and that was by Retroactive. And they're pretty hard to get now. Actually, I don't even think they make them anymore. But these allow you to dump existing N64 cartridges. You insert the 64 drive on one slot, and then an N64 cartridge that you want to dump on the other. And then you can extract the data that way and read the cartridge memory. So this is pretty cool. I've had this one for a little while. This is a really cool development cartridge for the N64. This is the SoundTools development cartridge. And it's a really, really neat little unit. You would interface it to a development PC over a parallel port, a printer port, and you would run some software to write songs like music or sound effects. And it was just a really, really cool development cartridge. For those of you that are interested in a deep dive video that I did on the N64 SoundTools development cartridge, if that interests you and you're curious about it a little more, feel free to check out the video QR code for you right here. But I've also got the link above for you, and it's also in the description. So feel free to check that out. Get a deep dive on the N64 SoundTools development cartridge. Really cool. And here we have another N64 development cartridge. You guys have seen this probably a few times here on my channel. I've done a few different videos where it has been featured. And again, you guys probably recognize it. This is the Partner-N64 development cartridge, and it was created by Kyoto Microcomputer out of Japan. And a 32 megabyte version. There was a 16 megabyte and a 32 megabyte, depending on the one you ordered. It's also got a CIC chip missing. So I labeled that on both sides of the cartridge, just because when you're booting this up, you don't want to be fiddling around, wondering why it's not booting up properly. And you also got the parallel interface cable for connecting to the ISA card on your development PC. And that's also another deep dive I did, was for the Partner-N64 development cartridge for the N64. And so if that's something of interest, you can definitely check out one of the deep dive videos that I did on that development system. QR code for you right here. So a link is above, but it's also in the description. Next, we have, this is called the RAMCHECK. I got this a little while ago. I've been meaning to feature this here on my channel many times, but it was just never got around to it. It's a really, really cool piece of hardware, and it's essentially what the name indicates. It's for checking and verifying different types of RAM. And we've got the power supply here, and here is the unit here. So I'll get the focus here, make sure it's set. So you have the interface port for interfacing the RAM chips, as well as ports for connecting different types of adapters to accommodate different types of RAM. You got the keypads on the front there for controlling the software. And on the sides you have different ports, one for interfacing to the PC, and this larger one here, that's for connecting custom-made adapters. So it's a pretty elaborate unit. And here's one of the adapters here. This is for DDR2 series RAM. And you can see the adapters are pretty, they're pretty elaborate. And they've got the two different female adapters here for connecting to the front of the RAMCHECK unit. And it just interfaces there. You just plug it in and it mates on both of the connectors, and then you just apply a little bit of force and pop it into place. And then you can insert different types of RAM and validate whether the RAM is functional or if there's any kind of issue with the memory. So it's a really neat little device. Really, really cool. Now, this is a really crazy piece of equipment for doing different types of lab research. It was mainly targeted for scientists and engineers that were doing different types of testing in the field. And so this is the Sony instrumentation digital recorder. So as you can see here, you essentially have different ports. You have output ports on the side for connecting to different types of equipment, as well as input ports. And so essentially these were for connecting different types of sensors. So when you were out in the field testing or monitoring specific types of equipment or different types of environmental sensors, you would interface those to the front ports here using these BNC connectors. And you also had on the back here, you have different types of digital interfaces. So it was pretty elaborate, and they took different types of DAT tapes that you could insert into the front, and that was used to record all the signal data and for future playback. And again, you could interface it to a PC for downloading or recording different types of data. So just a really, really unusual and a neat piece of retro tech from the 90s, early 2000s. Really, really cool. Oh, now this is really neat. I actually got a bunch of these a few years back. It's actually an arcade device for an arcade machine, and it's actually for the N64 memory card readers. So essentially, it's got some metalwork here as well as some electronics to control a solenoid that moves on this metal frame here. As you can see, it'll tilt down. When the signal is sent, and it opens up that port for connecting an N64 memory cartridge, like a memory pack, and it interfaces to a slot there, a female slot, to accommodate that memory pack. And then you have an interface cable to connect to the internals of an arcade machine. And then it's got a really hard metal frame here to protect, and it just mounts to the side of an arcade deck. And it's just really, really cool. And I think that this was for NFL Blitz. And so it allows you to go to the arcade and bring a save game, and allowing you to load it onto the arcade machine. Really, really cool. So that's today's video, guys. Did some cool unboxing of some of the gear that I have. Just sort of a random fun thing to do. If you guys enjoyed that, that's potentially something that we could look at doing more. I've got so much gear and different pieces of equipment, parts, lab equipment, game development equipment. And if you guys are just curious, take a little peek inside and see what I got in there. It's just fun, and it's just something cool to check out. I want to remind everybody of my merch page. You guys can get some sweet capacitor tumblers and mugs. I got hats, t-shirts, you name it. And again, it's just a great way for you guys to help support the channel and all the work that I do here in the lab. And it's just so much fun, and I love making content for you guys. So please hit the like and subscribe if you can. It's always appreciated. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Take it easy, and bye for now. Ciao.